Hi, I'm Darren.
And I'm Anthony.
And this is another episode of Decoded, and we're going to talk about 3 of the top tech stories in the news this week.
All right, and let's start off with net neutrality again.
Yeah, okay, so we've been talking about net neutrality, it seems like every week, but it's an important topic.
It's going to be huge, and it's going to be huge for a while.
This is big news, but it's more of just like keeping you up to date with what's going on. Today, on Thursday, there was a vote to see whether we're going to try to adopt new rules to regulate the internet in response to the DC District Courts shooting down the 2010 Open Internet Plan.
Right, and the proposal went through.
And the proposal went through on a 3-2 vote. So that means, now, that does not mean that the final word is set in stone.
No,
that means
the discussion starts.
So really all of this, all the lobbying, all the debating, all of the back and forth, that's probably just going to ramp up even more now
so
as we try to figure out.
60 days and then another 60 days. So about 4 months, and we'll find out what's happening.
The first 60 days you'll be able to comment, and then the second 60 days are kind of for response to comments.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We'll just try to keep you updated, but it's a big deal. So if you're on the internet and you're seeing this, you are on the internet. Keep an eye out for it.
Yeah, and I think that what they said at the vote today is, they're going to keep an open mind on reclassifying under Title II, which would change broadband services into common carriers. And now there's backlash on that from Congress and from the ISPs themselves. They're just looking at their options, and they're calling in all of the comments from stakeholders on both sides.
I do feel good about one thing, is that they're at least looking.
Yes.
Not just going, okay, this is what we're going to do.
I mean, but you also have to have, part of you has to have that cynical pie in the sky.
I'm not saying.
It's
I have
great
all
and
the
all,
cynicism right back here.
So, I think what this basically is, in the next 2 months or so, we're going to see even more interesting things happening.
Yeah, definitely.
But speaking of interesting things happening that has to do with the internet, Google had a huge lawsuit that came to a close in Europe with very interesting repercussions for that search engine, for any search engine in Europe, and that is that the courts, I believe in Luxembourg, said that a user can basically tailor what search results come up on Google. So I think the best way I've described it is it's like the Google search page. If you type in your name, it's now almost like a Facebook profile of yourself.
But I think it's good. I mean, you're able to change your digital profile, and if you've made mistakes or if you want things not to be there, you should be in control of it. I don't need everything I've ever done on the internet. And this is a good start.
There's been some voiced concerns about, what if it's someone in a position of power trying to hide something that would definitely be bad.
Sure, but for everything that you say that way, you could always say something about a child or somebody that did something bad that they just want to, hey, you know what, that was really stupid, and I need to take that back, and you can't. So this is sort of a recant. And remember, your digital profile is a digital you. You want to keep it clean.
Well, and the also thing to keep in mind is the sites that these links are linking to aren't going away.
No,
it's not like they're going. Engine. Yeah, it's not like they're going in and
So you're not going to be able to hide everything forever. It's just in the search engine.
Yeah, and it's just the ease of finding it has just decreased.
Yeah, and I think it makes it a little bit easier on you, so you don't have to go, oh my God, remember what we did 3 years ago? That's still on the internet. No, it's not anymore.
And this is not true for America.
No, it's just
there's been concerns that this might infringe a little on the First Amendment here. I don't really know how it's going to play out here. I haven't really heard much from if there's any talks about this going to
U.S.
courts.
Precedent, and we'll see what happens in the future.
And I think Google's got quite the logistical nightmare on their hands. So they got to try to figure out. I assume you contact Google if there are certain links you want removed on searches.
We were joking earlier that there's just a big delete button and somebody's just hitting it repeatedly as somebody makes a phone call, says delete that.
So it's really interesting, and I think we'll see kind of the fallout of this case, and we'll see what happens in the States.
Let's talk about our last topic.
Our last topic, this was big news earlier in the week. Microsoft, after basically since the Xbox One came out, has decided that they are going to release the Xbox One without a Kinect, and thus dropping the price from $500 to $400.
Yeah, which is recanting everything they ever said and sort of...
This in a lot of ways is kind of like the last nail in the coffin on the Xbox One's vision of what gaming could be.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to unpack here too. I mean, like, on the one hand, how can you really hate choice? I don't want to Kinect. I
Right.
don't use a Kinect.
I should be able to buy it without it.
Exactly. Now, the flip side of that, though, and from a non-consumer point of view, is as soon as you unbundle the Kinect, you make it it's
an option now, and
not a have but a want. I think you said. So basically, that means any developer who wants to build a game around the Kinect is now less incentivized to do that.
So we'll get less Kinect games, or at least less perfect Kinect games. We'll just have maybe a little piece of it in there, or like, oh, it's an option. Turn it on if you need it.
And I mean, it's like
and it changes the whole ecosystem too. I mean, coming in, I'm able to turn on my entire entertainment system just by saying Xbox on, and that's gone. You don't have that.
And it's kind of just like a Russian doll situation, because you have people who are like, oh, okay, well, there are no good Kinect games. Well, there was no good Kinect games because it was never bundled and was a required piece of equipment. And then you just like it builds and builds. And I think overall this could potentially, it's going to be good in the short term. I'm sure they'll sell Xboxes.
Oh yeah, they'll sell like crazy. Because that's what people have been wanting on the internet.
But I think we lose. I think we lose a little bit of choice only because there was, at least I felt, a pretty strong difference between what the Microsoft Xbox One could do and what the PS4 could do. The PS4 was kind of like a no tricks, basically just an update of the PS3, which was fine.
They were gaming first, and Xbox was trying to be an entertainment center for your home. And I think they were successful, just not as successful as they thought they were going to be. And now with the departing of the Kinect, I feel that it's just going to be missing something. It's just going to turn into a gaming system again.
And it's just so weird to think that, I think last year, about around this time last year, they said, Xbox One is Kinect. Yeah. There's no, like, you cannot have it without the other.
You can see the ecosystem
and now clearly
is built
you
all
can.
around it, so. I don't know. We'll see how it falls out. I'm sure sales are going to go up in the meantime. Let's just see what happens by Christmas time. Let's see if we have any good Kinect games coming, and then maybe the sales will go back up. And what do they save? You're saving $100, right? And you got a great bundle not too long ago, and what you pay?
I only paid $400 for, and that included Titanfall and a Kinect. So I just feel like there's something about this that I don't think in the long run is going to be a good thing. Yeah, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think that's it for us, right?
Yeah, and that'll do it for us. I'm Darren.
And I'm Anthony.
And this is Decoded.